from the European University Foundation. Please, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aniko, and also let me introduce my colleague here, Jeroen, who is most probably here someone, and I kindly like to ask him also to join and switch on his camera, if possible. But if not, because we are a little bit of behind schedule, I will just start and share my screen here. So you will be able to see my presentation about the website we are developing currently. So here it goes. I hope you can see it. Okay, so the name of this site is Erasmus Teaching Mobility Platform, and it's been mentioned a lot of times already during this day. And now what we are going to talk about is the main aim of the site, what and why did we develop here under this website. And Jeroen has arrived. Excellent. And so before we started to build up this plan for this site, we conducted a needs analysis to see what is the real needs of the stakeholders in teaching mobility, and what would be the main function of this site, which would be the most helpful for the academic staff. So we conducted a needs analysis, and we defined the different needs of the target group. The Teach with Erasmus project team identified that academic staff of European higher education institutions are very often meeting several obstacles when participating in the teaching or training mobility program. And these obstacles very often mean that they don't travel, or the quality of the mobility is not as good as it could be. So there are lack of reliable information available about teaching mobility today. And then only a few networking opportunity is available for the teachers. Mostly individual approaches are happening. The current system is lack of proper quality assurance, as the first intellectual output of this project also said, and the entire quality is not tracked with teaching mobility in Europe today. This is less accessible for junior staff, and definitely lacking of transparency when selecting incoming academic staff. The target group of the site is certainly academic staff of higher education institutions, and then the administrative staff who would like to do and find different guest lecturers or offer mobility opportunities for international academic staff, and universities who would like to measure the quality of their teaching mobility program. So the aim of the site, based on these need analysis, is to create a site where teaching staff can meet and exchange mobility opportunities. Here they will be able to find and offer opportunities for teaching mobility or training mobility for academic staff. The site also aims to facilitate, encourage, and promote teachers' mobility, and the user will be able to invite those who offer their expertise on the site. Second of all, the aim of the site is to ensure quality of the mobility and ease the administrative procedures or professional struggles within the staff mobility. This is not going to be only a marketplace or a hub. There are going to be several tools and information to support the user in conducting a better quality mobility. These tools are going to be, for example, the research and quality impact tool developed under the research of the first intellectual output, or the methodology database, which have been introduced by Natalie here in the previous presentation. First-hand information will be provided about the Erasmus staff mobility, teaching and training opportunity, and different guidelines on how to realize a successful teaching mobility based on the best practices we discovered during the project. The site development have been divided into two main phases. The first phase was from this year's April till October, so till today actually. And the second is going to start from now till the end of the project, which is next year, June. What happened here in April, we started to build up the development plan, then identify content types, create the skeleton structure of the data, and then clarify the main functionalities of the site. And then in June, July, August, we created the first version of the site within the help of the developers, and then we started the in-house testing. Today, we are launching the first version of this test site. I would like to emphasize that this is a test site, so this is not the final version of the site. And we already asked you several times, but let me do it again. So we will ask you to test the site and share your experiences with us through the questionnaire. Let me show you the basic structure of this site. So here you can see that it has 6 main parts. One is the opportunities, the methodologies, the best stories, the about part, the guidelines, and the login. But let's better see it from the browser. So let me try and show you. I hope that you can still see this, the site. No?
Frozen.
Starting is paused. Bring your shared window to the front. Okay, let me bring my shared window to the front.
Aniko, if you share another screen, you need to quit the share screening and launch it again, because Zoom only recognizes just one screen
Excellent.
to be shared. So
now you can see it?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Vicky, for your help. So like I showed you in the slides, here on the site, which maybe you already checked out, but now you also have the opportunity. So the first and most important part of the site are the opportunities, where you will be able to find those opportunities offered by different institutions or other academic staff. And here you can see some of the test advertisement we already uploaded to the site during the in-house testing procedure. As I have showed you, and as Natalie mentioned, there is going to be a comprehensive methodology database to support teaching staff to find appropriate methodologies when they are going to abroad. In the About menu, we are going to provide several information about the Erasmus program for teaching and training staff mobility. Within the best stories, we are going to share the best stories of the academic staff during mobility. And here you will see some nice stories, who and what did they do during their mobility. As you could see in the plan, there is another menu here, the guidelines, which is not yet ready. Like I said, this is under development now. So I'm just going to stop share again and go back to my slides. Here it goes. So this is about the structure of the site. And then I would like to share with you one of the most challenging part of the web development process. And this was the identification of the main content types. because we needed a name for someone, for a teacher who would like to find an opportunity abroad and would like to do an advertisement about that on the site. And then we needed a name for someone who would like to find another teacher or professor abroad and invite him or her to his class. And then the third, who would like to offer a mobility opportunity for academic staff, but it is not necessarily a person, but maybe a unit, a department, or a faculty, or an entire higher education institution. And this is how we came up after a long brainstorming period, actually, with these three main categories, which you can find on the site already. So one is the seeker, who is an individual and a teacher who would like to find a mobility opportunity abroad, therefore create an advertisement about his topics, which he would like to advertise and he would like to do during a mobility abroad. The second persona is a hunter who would like to find someone and invite for his or her class and do a mobility together. And then the third one is the host, which is basically a higher education institution unit and or a department, and this institution also would like to invite and offer a mobility opportunity for academic staff. Can it be a teaching mobility or a training mobility? And now I'm going to give the floor to my colleague Jeroen, who is going to talk to you about the second phase and the future of the site.
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, thank you very much for the introduction, Anniko. Pleasure to be here from my side as well. So as Anniko already outlined, together with the development team, we managed now to get out version 1, release number 1, as early as possible for you to test. Because for us, it's very important to make sure that you have an opportunity to provide early feedback to us and to indicate things that you might want to see differently or might want to improve in an early stage already. So with that, I can only stress a second time that the site that is currently out there is a development instance, something that we're still actively improving, and a lot more work is to come. So that's what I hope to give you a little bit of an overview on here. As you can see, the first step would be rethink and add, basically in the rest of what is left of 2020, to make sure that we get all the desired functionality on the table and that we fully understand what the platform has to do and how it is supposed to work. I think this is also the time that we can all go crazy and test it as much as possible. So we make sure that all the different use cases and functionalities that we want there are visible and on the table. Then from January onwards, the development team, and I have to give some credit to the great developers that we have at the European University Foundation, will continue to work on the platform from January to April to further develop the platform and implement as much functionality as possible of everything that we come up with between November and January. And then between May and June, we have another round of testing, and then the launch will be there, from which we'll move to the maintenance part of the website. So hopefully that way we ensure that as much functionality as possible can make it into the website, and it is a place where you can all find the opportunities and post the opportunities. Thank you, Anniko. If you could move to the next slide. Yeah. So there's already a lot of things currently implemented. The basics are there, but we do, of course, plan to implement a lot more functionality. We put out some of the things already here that we have on our list to be implemented. And among others, those will be the invitation to apply, to an opportunity, and for everyone to apply to opportunities through the platform. To only reveal contact information to people after they have registered. So keep in mind when you're testing around now, currently data is still publicly visible. These are things that we'll tackle very soon. To have an inside contact form, to filter the data further, and really to improve the overall user friendliness of the way things are looking now. As I said, our ambition was to get you tested as soon as possible. So some improvements are there. And then, of course, everything that we come up with in this testing phase altogether, that hopefully only brings the platform to a better state. Anniko? Thank you. Of course, for us, it's very important to also then tackle the future of the site to see how this thing can continue working after the Teach with Erasmus Plus project has ended. And I think one of the key elements that we're aiming for is to have this site accessible for as many people as possible, which means we will also be looking in accessibility features like making it compatible with screen readers, making sure that everyone can use this platform to post and find opportunities. But an important question there is also the maintenance that I think Natalie also highlighted already. How are we continue to promote, communicate the platform? How are we going to make sure that technical maintenance is taken care of? But most importantly, and I think this is the question where all of us come in, how we make sure that the content is up to date and that the platform is used by as many people as possible. So already start exploring now. I think this is the call to action that we had many times, but also continue to do so because we plan to have this platform there for the rest of eternity, so to say. So now I think the most exciting part of all, something that you all have been waiting for, is to have a look at the website. Of course, you can go yourself to dev.teachwitherasmus.eu to check out the website. But I believe that Christina will show now a nice overview of the website, and I will try to explain a little bit what you see here, what the current functionality is, and what we are potentially planning for the future. This is a nice collaboration.
Thank you, Jeroen, very much. My name is Makkai-Kovács. I work at Eötvös Loránd University as the project coordinator for Teach with Erasmus Plus project. And now I would like to illustrate the website, the platform a little bit with creating an advertisement, an actual advertisement. And I will try to start sharing my screen. So in theory, you are now able to see I'm on the platform, and here. So I'm going to show you this one functionality now. It is how to add a host advertisement. So you click on add, and then it brings up the screen, create host. And now I'm able to upload all the details about the planned teaching mobility, which is going to be an actual mobility at Eötvös Loránd University. So now it's a little sneak peek into what we are going to do within the Teach with Erasmus project, because it includes teaching mobility pilots where we will going to test this platform and also the pedagogical tools and methods that were collected. So now, Jeroen and Aniko, if you have anything to add, because you are the pros on the platform, please just cut into me and just share whatever you need to share.
I think you're doing a great job, Christina. Just carry on.
Okay, so now I can here give the main information about the mobility, which among the first is the type of the mobility. And at ELTE we are going to do a teaching mobility, so I'm selecting teaching mobility. The topic of the mobility will be very exciting, social innovation. And the field of studies will be social studies for here. And I can also select the code, which will be, I believe it belongs to sociology and cultural studies. And we are planning to do it in English, so I'm selecting English. But I also can add other languages, I guess. And we are planning to do it for master students. And I can also give a short description about the planned mobility. And the timeline of the mobility is going to be next year. Because of the current COVID situation, we are not sure yet where we cannot give you an exact date, but it is planned to be in sometime in the spring. So I'm selecting April, 1 week. because, no, sorry. Yeah, and but I also can add dates are strict or flexible, and I'm selecting the dates are flexible because anything can happen until April, and I'm also adding the length of mobility, which is 5 days. Here I can add the institution, which is going to be, no, so I think we have Lorand. I'm going to write the English version. Lorand University, and this will be the Faculty of Social Sciences. And at the other section, you can add more information, your homepage, and a link to the application form. And you can also create a deadline to apply, which is, let's say, 1st of March. And then I can save the mobility, and I hope it will work.
I was afraid it wouldn't. So the university there, basically you can check if your university already exists, but then you need to pick it from the list, meaning that you cannot enter the name in English. And if it does not exist yet, then you can add it as a new institution.
Ah, okay. So I can just add it.
Well, ELTA already exists, so if I were you, I would not create a new university with the English name, but rather link it to the one that already exists.
Ah, okay.
Exactly. And now you should be able to save it.
Yes, good work. So I think if we go to the opportunities, it is going to show up here. So this is what I created. So thank you very much. I think I can stop sharing my screen and give the floor back to you, Aniko and Jelen. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm going to share back my screen. And thank you for your kind attention. Please do not forget to test this site also yourself. And we are going to answer questions in the chat while we are going to quickly go to the next part. So the floor is yours, Kata.
Thank you very much. So as Annika mentioned, we will not have a Q&A now because of the time frame. We are in a little bit of delay, so please check the chat box for the answers. And